What's up, guys? It's your boy Randy Lee Roberts with another output, and today I'm going to jump right into it. I'm talking about why I even try to do anything. I'm examining my own creative process. I'm examining why, what makes me tick, what gives me the happiest and best life and the most fulfilled and meaningful life. And I figured I'd share some of those thoughts with you. So let's jump right in. Why even try? Well, first and foremost, for me, I think it's like an extreme gift to be able to think rationally within bounds and creatively. It's something that separates us from all the other animals running around on the planet to a degree. Now, I don't know what it's like to be a yak, for instance, but, I'm not knocking it. You can't knock it till you try it, but I'm not a yak, believe it or not. And so I have the capacity to think and to create and to project and to imagine. And that is my favorite thing about being alive. One of my favorite things about being alive. I think it all starts there. So for me, ultimately, and I asked a lot of my favorite friends, well, not favorite friends, but the ones that I know that are kind of already thinking about these things already, so don't get offended if I didn't ask you. About the same question. Why do you try? Why do you do anything? When you start a thing, what's the point in finishing it? What's the point in doing it at all? Any new thing, why do you do it? Because for me, I was grappling with this too, and a lot of the answers and responses sort of circled around curiosity. I think at the first point of entry, when you take it back and you look at it, it's curiosity. For me, it certainly is. And for me, it's the curiosity, can I make my inner world look like my outer world? Like, that excites me. When I have a really clear vision of something that I'd like to try, and there's usually two components. There's a certain element of known, like I can imagine doing part of it. And then there's usually the thing has enough depth that there's unknowns involved, and there's a certain amount of uncertainty involved that's exciting. So I can see myself doing it, but I don't actually quite know how to do or how to execute the rest of it. And for me, there's usually got to be sort of some of that tension in there, that between the known and the unknown. Just enough certainty, just enough recognizable that I'm peaked, and then just enough challenge that I'm excited to get up and motivated, because I live for those days where I wake up boom, ready to go, ready to get into this thing. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to focus on this thing that I want to focus on. And fortunately, I've come across a lot of things like that. I'm interested in a lot of things. But that passion is not always there for me. Like, sometimes I'm depressed, I'm bottomed out, and I don't see, a reason to get going on anything. I'm just not feeling it. I'm empty. And I know for some of my friends, that's the thing too, is they have, for a lot of people that I see, it looks like they have kind of a crisis of meaning, an existential crisis, like, what, I want to do something, I just don't know what to do. And so I for me, I wanted to examine, why do I do anything anyway? Just for those times when I'm at a low of that I can remind myself, to get curious, and then I can remind myself where a good jump off is. There's some cool answers that I got back from my friends, and one of my friends said something really awesome to me, to the effect of, before us, the only creative forces in the universe were things like, the wind and gravity and sort of celestial forces, creating things. And we get that same capability. We get that same opportunity. And something that, when you look up at the stars and on a night where you can see all the stars and it's so breathtaking, you have a similar creative capability in you. All of us do. And I think it would be a shame to not use that somehow. And if you can't think of anything that really piques your interest, and you're just, and I'm just down and out, I know that I can create myself. I know I can work on creating myself. And I know that usually if I work on creating myself, whether it's I'm retooling my psychology by reading things that I need to be reading or talking to people I need to be talking to, then it's retooling my physiology. It's getting healthy. It's quitting, stopping eating like shit and taking care of myself and creating myself. And even if I can't see the grand version of me, the best version of me down the line, because of where I'm at, that I can at least see just the next step where I'm not feeling like crap. I can at least want that. I'm enticed by that. And a lot of times just taking that step towards creating yourself, becoming better, you get out of the way of yourself and that inspiration shows itself because you have room to. It's like insomnia. It's like, I can't sleep. I just want to sleep. And you can't sleep because you're focused on sleep. And then turns out that, the most effective psychological approach to that is to focus on staying awake, and it gets you out of your own way. And there's a lot of, different approaches there. I think that, and I wrote some notes about this, so I want to make sure I touched on everything, but, your thoughts, in my opinion, are as real as anything. Anything you can see, taste, smell, touch. I'm convinced that thoughts are real things, and I have been for a long time, since I've read the first page of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Truly, thoughts are things, period. And then he went on to spend a lifetime trying to support that fact. But I believe that, and I think that's true. So I'm careful with my thoughts, and I'm passionate about understanding where they come from and where they could go, because I believe that they're the core, bricks in the foundation of our reality. And, our thoughts, they create us. We literally are our thoughts. We literally are what we think about. So I think it's really important to understand. And I also think it's important to get moving because you create light when you start activity. When you're making something, especially something that you can share with people, you're creating a light. You're shedding a path, whether it's an experiential path or it's a helpful path. You're shedding light. And I think if you're not shedding light, then you're at least contributing to darkness. I think that's a choice. And for me, it does, I do care enough about the people around me and for the world, just even my immediate loved ones, I care enough to, that matters too. So when I'm really beat down and out, I think about that too, that to a certain extent, my life is not completely my own, and I owe it to the people around me to get up and to try and to be the best version of myself that I can be. So that's something to think about. And actually, I'm really curious to hear what more of my friends have to say about the subject. Why do you create? Why do you try anything? Or why don't you try if you don't and you're not? Like, what's the reason there? So I would like to know, send me a message, put it in the comments, shoot me a text, whatever it is. I want to know, please, if you're watching this, I would love to know why you think you do anything at all. Why do you try? What makes you tick? And really ask yourself, beyond that, because you want what's best for your family. Okay, well, why? And then reel it back and dial in on, what really makes you move? I'm really curious about what that is for you. And hopefully we can create a dialogue here. I shared some of my thoughts on why I get started for things and why I try in the first place. And, that's just the first shell. I mean, obviously I want to make a positive change in the world, and I want to be able to contribute and create some cool things for people to experience, and hopefully that makes their life a little better. But before that, I have to be excited. I have to be intrigued. I have to be challenged. So let me hear from you. I want to know what you think. I really do. So please shoot me a message wherever you can. And I look forward to that. I will slap you with another output tomorrow. And until then, talk to you soon.